This is a big year for a lot of people. Let's talk some make it or break it. I'll go ahead and give you mine in terms of players I think that we need to watch for a big year and guys who really need a big year. My number one is Caleb Downs. I don't think a whole lot of explanation needs to be said about this. He comes in as a true freshman and is lighting it on fire. He is going to be a household name. I'll tell you who needs a big year, though, guys. Dalcourt is a experienced guy on the offensive line, a veteran presence, but at the same time, this is the year, right? Terrence Ferguson's breathing down his neck, and that's a talented cat behind him as well. This offensive line that, Wolford is recruiting, there's a lot of hungry guys, and they want to eat. This is the year for Dalcourt, so that's my two. Dan, I'm going to pass it to you.
And Jam Miller, I'm looking for a huge year out of him. Mm-hmm. We're going to play lots of backs, but I expect him to make a lot of explosive plays. Guys that I think that's on the clock, Roydell Williams, this is it for him. This is make it or break it year for him. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm looking for Christian Story. This make a break year for him. But as far as a big year, I got to go with Deontay Lawson. I expect him to have a huge, tremendous season.
Smoot.
My breakout star on the defensive side, I think it's going to be Terrion Arnold. I feel like it's going to be hard to bring Malachi down to that star when you're talking about playing against pass-heavy teams. When you got Trey Amos and Terrion Arnold that you could flex to that slot, cover that slot. You get what I'm saying? You could literally have those guys lock down their sides of the field. And so I see Terrion Arnold breaking out, making a break it on the defensive side. Kendrick Blackshire.
Woo!
You got to get on the field. You got to make an impact on special teams. And when you get those reps where you're replacing those edge guys because what I've been hearing is he's working inside and outside. He's the third guy up on both sides. So my thing is, where are you going to make your impact, man?
Right. That means we're trying to get you on.
And he got to go get it. Offensively, breakout season. I told y'all, I've been giving this dude crap since he showed up. Jermaine Burton breaks out this year, y'all. We always known that Jermaine Burton had the technique, he had the release, he had the route. It's just he never showed up in those moments where he needed to make the big plays. And towards the end of last season, he started to trend up. As much as I didn't want to admit it, he started to trend up. Jermaine Burton is more effective at the slot, too. So I see him being with Malik Benson and Ja'Cory Brooks. I see Jermaine Burton and Isaiah Bonds being really effective this season that he produces this year. And I'm talking about maybe 700 yards receiving, 5 or 6, 7 touchdown catches. I'm talking about maybe 45, 50 catches in this offense with Jalen Milroe leading it, averaging maybe 20 to 23 passes a game, 24 passes a game on a good game, a healthy, balanced game. I think Jermaine Burton can really break out this year, and somebody that needs to step up on the offensive side, I got to see Kobe Prentice be more consistent this year. When he has his opportunities, but I don't think there's much room for him to have those drops. Him and Isaiah Bonds, I don't think there's much room to have those drops with guys like Shaz Preston ready to get out there, and we've seen his work with those hands and Emmanuel Henderson.
Chris, same thing to you, man. Who do the people need to watch to break out, and who really needs a big year?
I'll start with the defensive side. My breakout player, it starts up front, man. The tone setter for this defense, who's going to be the Quentin Williams, the Deron Payne, is going to be Jaheim Oatis. He's going to be that guy. Jaheim Oatis. Remember that. First team all SEC, he's going to be a consensus All-American. My make it or break it defensive guy is Quandarius Robinson. Dan and I, some years ago, we were just so sure that he was just going to be that guy. And then they just started signing 5 stars after 5 star. So that's the guy on defense. On offense, I'm going with not Black and Dupree, man, and Danny Lewis. Those 3 guys are going to be in for huge seasons as a group. I would go even as far as saying the tight end room will get 1,000 yards receiving this year.
That's a bold statement. Steven, I need to hear your breakout player. I need to hear your make it or break it player.
I got 2 on offense and 2 on defense. The breakout player offensively, I'm going to go against the grain. Breakout player this year is going to be Kadyn Proctor. Kadyn Proctor is going to show you something as a freshman. He's going to show you quite a bit as a freshman on the offensive line. Now, make it or break it player. Come on, Jermaine Burton. We can't have no drops this year. Make it or break it is Burton. Defensively, my breakout player is Malachi Moore. He's going to have it this year. He had his freshman year, went through some injuries. He built like a linebacker now. I think Malachi's going to have the breakout year. The make it or break it year, Tim Smith, your big butt. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on.
Came in as a 5-star from Florida, boy. Come on, Timmy. Get your butt on the bus now.
Or Matt Caddell.
I'm going to go a different route. It's his time. I'm going to go with Milroe. I'm like, Milroe, this is your time right now. Like, the time is now. You got the OC. You got the players. You got the scheme. This is your time. Don't put it in Ty Simpson's hands. Don't put it in Lonergan's hands. Go out there and be that guy. My breakout year is the same guy, Jalen Milroe. I think Milroe can go out there and be that guy. Go out there and ball out. I want Milroe to be successful, man. I really hope he takes ownership of this QB race. Now, defensively, he's making a break. I got to go with Malachi Moore. We need you to be that guy. This is your time. This is a money year for you. And my breakout year defensively, Dallas Turner, I need him to at least get 15 plus sacks. I need him to solidify himself as the number one edge rusher coming off the draft board this year.
That's Chris, 30 seconds, and then we got to get to Justin.
I never got a chance to say my making a break it year for my offensive guy, Ja'Cory Brooks, because we've been waiting for Brooks to be that guy, to be that 1,000-yard guy to take over ever since he made that big fourth down, that touchdown catch against Auburn. We just knew that from there he was going to be that guy from that point on. But it's time to take the next step, dude, because you have guys like Malik Benson and Jalen Hale and those other guys that are right nipping Shaz Preston. They're ready. They're ready. They're nipping at their bud, so it's making a break it for them.
Justin, make it or break it year. What you got for me?
My breakout star. I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction because one of you named him as a make it or break it. I'm going to go with Roydell Williams. I think he's going to be a breakout guy because he has an offensive coordinator who finally knows how to utilize him. He's going to be healthy. And honestly, guys, once he gets going, he's going to remind a lot of Alabama fans of Eddie Lacy. As far as the defensive side of the ball, breakout year, Quandarius Robinson. Again, he's got a coach that knows how to use him. And I feel like that he has been building this enormous chip on his shoulder since everybody in Alabama Nation gave up on him last year because of that mistake he made against Tennessee. I feel like he's going to come in with an edge, and he's going to make some guys ahead of him sit down. Make it or break it, Darian Dalcourt. To be honest with you, I don't even think you should be given an opportunity. You've been there long enough to show us something, and I'm sorry, you basically got 30 seconds essentially to show me something in this first game. If you ain't it, go sit down. Go start working on your fantasy football team. Defensive side of the ball, Chris Braswell. He came in rated higher than Will Anderson, but he has not shown that since. Yes, there's been brief flashes where we've seen some kind of hint of awesome. It's just not consistent enough. I need something more than an occasional tackle for a loss or a sack every fourth or fifth game. It's time for you to be that dude. Be Himothy.